In less than 1 second, an entire city almost vanished. But just 5 minutes before that, children were walking to their schools like any ordinary morning. The clock reads 8:15 a.m., the morning of August 6th, 1945. Hiroshima. A quiet Japanese city, waking up to a new day. Nobody knows, nobody imagines, that this particular morning will split human history into 2 halves, before and after. 5 minutes before, 8:10 a.m. In the streets of Hiroshima, people begin their day as usual. Children walking to their schools, bags on their backs, workers opening their shops, the sounds of daily life filling the air. Little Sadako Sasaki, only 2 years old, sits with her family having breakfast, 1 kilometer from the center of the explosion. Japanese soldiers in their barracks eating their morning meals, and in hospitals, doctors and nurses beginning their shifts. A complete life, pulsing, real, unaware that it is only minutes away from stopping. 4 minutes before, 8:11 a.m. At an altitude of 9,400 meters above Hiroshima, an American B-29 aircraft cuts through the silence of the blue sky. Her name? Enola Gay. In the cockpit, Colonel Paul Tibbets sits, the aircraft commander, his hand steady on the controls, his face expressing nothing. But inside, he knows exactly what the belly of this aircraft is carrying. A weapon history has never seen before. A bomb they called Little Boy. 63 kilograms of enriched uranium, energy equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT explosive. And beneath it, a city that knows nothing. 3 minutes before, 8:12 a.m. At the Japanese radar station, operators detected the aircraft, but they paid it no attention. Only 1 aircraft? Probably a routine reconnaissance mission. They gave the warning signal, then canceled it, and people returned to their lives. 1 decision, in a matter of seconds, changed the fate of an entire city. In the streets, some civilians heard the warning sirens. They stopped for a moment, looked up at the sky, saw nothing that caused concern, and continued walking. 2 minutes before, 8:13 a.m. Inside the aircraft, the bombardier opened the bomb bay doors. Cold air cut through the cockpit. Before him, the targeting screen. And beneath him, the entire city of Hiroshima. Clear, still, unaware. The entire crew wore special goggles to protect against the nuclear flash because they knew what was coming. At that moment, the scientific director of the project wrote in his diary, "We are about to change the world forever." 1 minute before, 8:14 a.m. In Hiroshima, a high school student looks from his classroom window at the sky. He sees something small, glimmering in the light. He asks his teacher, "What is that?" The teacher answers without looking up from his book, "Probably an aircraft." The final seconds. 8:14 and 43 seconds. The bomb was released from the belly of the aircraft. It began its journey toward the Earth. The pilot turned the aircraft at a sharp angle, pulling away at maximum speed. The bomb falling, and the city still breathing. 8:14 and 57 seconds. A child laughing in the street. A woman hanging her laundry on the line. An old man drinking his morning tea. The moment. The clock reads exactly 8:15 a.m. At an altitude of 600 meters above Shima Hospital, the uranium split, and in less than 1 microsecond, a new sun was born in the heart of Hiroshima. Temperatures exceeding 4,000 degrees Celsius, a pressure wave traveling at the speed of sound, and within a circle of 1 kilometer radius, everything disappeared. Literally, everything. The children, the teachers, the workers, the doctors. Nothing remained of them but burned shadows on the walls. The ending. In a matter of seconds, 80,000 human beings lost their lives, and 140,000 more followed before the end of that year. The student who saw the aircraft from his classroom window survived and lived to tell what he saw. As for little Sadako Sasaki, she survived the explosion, but nuclear radiation caught up with her 10 years later as she folded her last paper cranes, wishing to complete 1,000. It is said that war makes history, but Hiroshima taught humanity a lesson never to be forgotten, that the deadliest weapons mankind has ever created do not distinguish between a soldier and a child, nor between an enemy and an innocent. God Almighty said, "And never think that Allah is unaware of what the wrongdoers do."